Hello, and welcome to ASQ Quality Management Division's video learning series presentation of quality tools and the QMD Content Management Committee for Body of Knowledge, Section 4. So on our agenda, we're going to talk about, who is the Content Management Committee for Quality Management Tools. We'll talk about why you should be involved in this. We'll go quickly through the body of knowledge for quality management tools, section 4. And also, we'll give you how you can contact us and become involved in this committee. So who is the Content Management Committee for Quality Management Tools? Well, it's a group of volunteers working together to increase the volume of the body of knowledge for ASQ members. This particular segment looks at quality tools, which incidentally is one of the hardest areas on the exams, any of the exams for ASQ certification. The contact for this committee is Aline Serrano. Her email address is on the screen, as well as her cell number, and you may text her to reach her. You might be wondering just exactly what a content management committee is. Well, this committee is responsible to solicit, review, and approve content for the Quality Management Division. This content will be stored in the Quality Management Division community on MyASQ. This is a interchange service provided by ASQ to its members. Also, the CMC will serve as a subject matter experts for peer reviews of articles and contents. They will also develop and review training material in collaboration with Quality Management Division's education. By collaborating with the Quality Management Division's education team and with other divisions within ASQ, the CMC will deliver sponsored webinars. They'll also develop content, and that's articles or books or training materials or tools. And they partner with related ASQ technical communities where it's appropriate. They also represent Quality Management Division at conferences that are appropriate to the content being managed. The outcomes of the Content Management Committee include creating relevant content for the Quality Management Division's forum, our peer-reviewed magazine, and also for upcoming virtual and face-to-face events. They also help develop content for additional delivery methods, and that would be webinars, or YouTube, or books, or training materials, or tools, e-blasts, and so on. So what is this content that the Quality Management Tools Content Management Committee includes? Well, the Content Management Team's tools are responsible for Body of Knowledge, Section 4, Quality Management Tools. And there's 3 segments in here, and they're lettered A, B, and C under Section IV, or 4, in the Quality Management Certification Body of Knowledge. Problem-solving tools is first, followed by process management tools, and then measurement, assessment, and metrics. We're going to review these. Section A involves problem-solving tools, and we've got 5 sections here. 7 classic tools, basic management and planning tools, process improvement tools, innovation and creativity tools, and the cost of quality. These tools, of course, do not operate independently, but you often have to combine them in different approaches to use them well. The 7 classic tools include Pareto charts, cause and effect diagrams, flow charts, control charts, check sheets, scatter diagrams, and histograms. The basic management and planning tools go on, and they involve affinity diagrams, various tree diagrams, process decision program charts, matrix diagrams, prioritization matrices, interrelationship digraphs, often called relationship diagrams, and activity network diagrams. Process improvement tools might be better termed as approaches, because they are higher level and use many of the smaller tools inside them. Root cause analysis is one of them. Kepner-Trago is another problem-solving technique that's often used. Plan, Do, Check, Act is yet a third problem-solving technique which loops around and does a continuous improvement around and around. Some people term that today as Plan, Do, Study, Act. Six Sigma, of course, is quite popular, and the DMAIC, as in Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, and Control, are covered here. And finally, talking about Failure Modes and Effects Analysis, or FMEA. FMEA is the primary tool for managing risk today. The innovation and creativity tools are, again, used inside many of these other approaches. Creative decision making, problem solving, brainstorming, mind mapping, lateral thinking, critical thinking, 5 Whys, and design for Six Sigma or DFSS. These are all tools that are under the section 4, innovation and creativity. Cost of quality is the final section, and cost of quality involves 4 different areas: prevention, appraisal, internal, and external failure. Now, in today's language, we might term these a little differently. Prevention might be best called investment today. Appraisal might be best called monitoring. Internal failure cost might be termed as just waste. And external failure cost is perhaps better explained as downstream consequences. Changing one of these categories typically affects the others. For example, if you increase prevention or investment, very often it will lead to reduced waste or downstream consequences. Section B in Roman numeral 4 in the body of knowledge is process management. In this segment, we talk about how process goals are established, monitored, measured, and then evaluate their impact on product or service quality. Process analysis is the second unit here. And here there's various tools used to analyze a process and evaluate its effectiveness on the basis of your procedures and work instructions and other documents. In process analysis, you need to evaluate your processes to identify and relieve bottlenecks, increase capacity, improve throughput, reduce cycle time, and eliminate waste. Lean is another broad category of tools. These tools in Lean are used in conjunction with other tools, but they have their own special type here in Lean. 5S, just in time. Kanban, value stream mapping. Quick changeover, sometimes referred to as single minute exchange of die, or SMED. Poka-yoke, or mistake proofing. Kaizen, or either the slow, small change over time Kaizen, or the rapid Kaizen blitz, where a particular problem area is taken apart and fixed within a short window of time. Standard work, which may be compared to training within industry. And productivity. OEE is a productivity tool in Lean. Operational excellence. The theory of constraints is the 4th section here. Under theory of constraints, it talks about, first of all, systems are chains. That is, a chain of events. One link in the chain is the constraint. At any one point in time, there's one constraining portal. You can seek local optimization at the expense of optimizing the entire system. But system optimization is the goal. There are physical constraints and there are policy constraints. Policy constraints can be changed cheaply and easily, and often more quickly than physical constraints. There are undesirable effects, and this is compared to core problems. Obviously, undesirable effects is how you see constraints, but core problems is how they're created. Solutions do tend to deteriorate over time. One of the goals in theory of constraints is to classify these constraints in terms of resources and expectations, as defined by measures of inventory levels, operating expense, and throughput. Section C under Roman numeral 4 talks about measurement, assessment, and metrics. There are 7 sections here. Beginning with basic statistical use. This talks about how to use basic statistics to identify when and what and how to measure projects and processes. Various metrics and data gathering methods are covered here. The next section, 2, talks about sampling. Not in depth, but just overview to look at what is random sampling, what is stratified sampling. Also, identifying when and why sampling is appropriate. Section 3 talks about statistical analysis in terms of the 2 broad categories. One of them is the measures of central tendency. The other one is measures of dispersion. Central tendency can be described as mean or average, median or the middlemost number, or mode or the most frequently occurring value. Dispersion is usually also identified in 3 ways. Range, which is just the highest minus the lowest. Standard deviation, which involves every part of your sample set. And variance, which is just a standard deviation squared. Applicants for the Certified Quality Manager should understand these basic distribution types. What's a normal distribution? What's a bimodal distribution? What does a skewed distribution mean? They should also be able to evaluate run charts, a value plotted over time, and statistical process control reports and other control charts, and make data-based decisions. Measurement systems analysis is a tool often referred to as gauge R&R. Terms used here are accuracy, precision, bias, linearity. And again, managers need to understand the difference between repeatability and reproducibility. Trend and pattern analysis is another role that quality managers need to do, interpreting graphs and charts properly to identify cyclical, seasonal, and environmental data trends. Also, evaluating control chart patterns to determine shifts and other trend indicators in a process is part of this. Process variation looks at the difference between common cause and special cause variation. These are 2 very important terms to understand. Common cause is the randomness within any measure. Special cause variation tends to come from outside the process. It is not inherent in the process. And finally, process capability. These are indices used to measure whether or not the process can meet specifications. These terms are usually C sub P, C sub PK, and performance indices like P sub P and P sub PK. The QR code on the screen will take you to a page within My ASQ where a video has been prepared to show how CPK works, and also a tool, a spreadsheet that QMD has prepared that might help you working your way through that. To become involved in the Content Management Committee for Quality Management Tools, we're going to need to know your ASQ member number and your resume or CV, and just ensure that QMD is a selected division within your membership at ASQ. The contact information you'll need is on the next slide. To get involved, you'll want to contact either Aline Serrano at the email address here, or the division chair, Dennis DeVos, and his email is listed here as well. We want to thank you for watching this video, and we hope that you have good progress in identifying your use of quality tools. We also want to ask if you want to participate on this committee. It's very rewarding to work with these committees and prepare new information. Thank you.